Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is a beautiful Saturday, and we are here to bring you some League of Legends GRLCS Platinum Capped action. I'm Vid, and joining me here today is Oath. How are you doing today, my good man?
I'm good. I'm excited.
Yeah, I am very excited. I haven't really looked at Plat, but I did a lot of research this morning. Did some stats looking. The stats courtesy, of course, of Team Fish Taco, our stats sponsor, and provided so graciously by Colin. Uh, if you like the stats, or if this is the first you're hearing of them, give him a little bit of a thank you in the Discord. He does a good job. So, we've got here our first game of the day, Divine Ascension Gaming versus Glacial Rising Eagles. What do you know about these two teams, Oath?
Um, the teams themselves are familiar. They're both returning to GRLCS. Faulted might be caught here actually.
He is going to get bonked there by Mordekaiser, but he does get to walk away at the cost of a couple hundred health.
Yeah, that hook shot from Camille not actually landing. Um, some new faces to each squad, but both returning to the GRLCS. So I'm excited to see what they've brought to Platinum this time around.
This might be a little bit aggressive, and 16JP will actually have to burn his cleanse. An easy summoner pickup here by Zayden. But first, let's run through the teams. We've got, on the blue side, Divine Ascension Gaming returning from Summer Splash. Thunderous Snake in the top lane on that Mordekaiser. Yoko Kurama on the jungle. On Evelyn, he's being invaded. The flash forward by by Zayden will be countered by the flash by Yoko. So, 1-for-1, but Duddy Brains does get a couple of CS there.
Yeah, a very aggressive early set of movements here from Glacial Rising.
Oh, and finishing up the lineup tier, Tay in the mid lane on Camille, 16JP in the bot lane on Jinx, and his support Cool Clone on Lulu.
Over on the red side, nothing's happening there. Over on the red side, we've got Glacial Rising Eagles faulted up in the top lane on GP, Duddy Brains in the jungle on Hecarim, King What's its face in the mid lane on Oriana, and Diamond and Zayden in the bot lane on Caitlyn and Thresh.
Yeah, so 16JP burning his his cleanse so early in this lane was actually a little bit worrying for me. I was looking at some stats, and Divine Ascension Gaming, 16JP and Cool Clone, the two of them had the highest kill participation on their team, 83% and 76% KP. Meanwhile, in comparison, their mid laner Tay had 49% KP, and Thunderous Snake was down at 40. So this is really a bot-centric team that they're playing around, probably in a sort of 1-3-1 style, where Yoko Kurama wants to get them ahead, get them rolling, and then just take these hyper carries like Jinx and just roll that straight through the enemy team. Without cleanse, not sure how fruitful that could be.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense on the Evelyn pick as well. Rough that Yoko had to burn Flash early, but that you can see that the way this comp is set up really favors the 1-3-1. You've got Camille mid, starting to gain a lot of traction as a popular pick recently, and of course Mordekaiser, a powerhouse up in the top lane, goes fairly even in lane with the GP. I'm a little interested in the mid lane matchup just because I play a lot of Oriana, and I can't say I've ever had this matchup in my mid before.
Yeah, this is much more of a new kind of flavor of the month thing. Camille mid, of course, as you said, its intention is for the 1-3-1, but we'll have to see how it goes in lane. Oriana, very safe, and with the lack of walls around mid lane, it should be a lot harder for Tay to get on top of the Oriana, but of course this will be heavily based around King What's-His-Face positioning.
Yeah, and we'll have to see how well Duddy Brains can... Oh, that was a long hook. I did not expect that to land. That just caught me off guard a little bit there. We'll have to see how well Duddy Brains can play around the missing summoners early. They burned Yoko Kurama's flash so early that it actually might not end up mattering. He only has about a 2-minute window to make any impact out of that remaining to him.
And meanwhile, 16JP's cleanse is actually back up already. So he's been good at avoiding those hooks, but now Zayden may be in trouble. He's going to actually move forward. It's a 3v3 here in the bot lane tri-brush. Cool Clone is going to get away, and First Blood goes over to this Jinx. Yoko Kurama in a little bit of trouble as Duddy Brains gets the devastating charge off onto him, but that's going to be the kill picked up by Cool Clone. Now, Da Diamond and the Jinx going back and forth. Da Diamond, is he going to get the Direst Flash, or is he just going to keep going? He might have to flash. Has he flashed too late? The Polymorph. One more auto attack should do it. 16JP flashes forward. He will not find the Zap, but thankfully for Da Diamond, he will get away. Now, Tay on top of King What's-His-Face. He's got the Hextech Ultimatum. He doesn't even need it. The Ignite will burn down the Orianna. 3 for 1 here for Divine Ascension game.
Oh, a lot to unpack there. Really good positioning from Yoko Kurama to be ready for that counter gank in bot lane. The 3v3 coming out early, and Duddy Brains going a little bit far under tower to take that tower shot, but picks up the kill in return, the only kill that Glacial Rising Eagles gets. And then Tay, just good awareness in the mid lane. And King What's-Its-Face down a level, didn't have mana specifically was the thing that allowed him to go so deep there. And then really good execution. Waits for the ending Q on the flash.
And I love that he saved the Hextech Ultimatum because, you know, he could have just finished him off with it, but of course he knew that the Ignite would catch it. And not to mention, now if King What's-Its-Face moves forward and gets, you know, out of turret range basically, Tay can just ult him and try and kill him because he has that Tiamat now. He can shove, roam. Looks like he's trying for that right now, heading up to Faulted. Both top laners have 6. And I'm guessing that the orange will be enough of a dissuasion. 16JP may be in trouble. He will fancy feed himself away from that death sentence, which certainly at that point would have been a death sentence. Cleanse down.
Yeah, that was a good sidestep from him. But it opens up the option for Glacial Rising to do exactly what they're doing and take Dragon. The enemy bot lane has to back. You know that Tay just roamed up topside.
Yeah, so this will be a free Drake here for Duddy Brains. Good map awareness by the Glacial Rising Eagles. I know Duddy Brains and Faulted are both back from the GRE roster from last split, so they probably have a little bit of top jungle synergy, and I don't know about the other 3 members of this team. So it'll be interesting to see how they work together in the map game. Obviously, it's pretty easy right now to just kind of lane, roam, possibly look for a gank here on Tay, but it doesn't look like that's going to bear any fruit.
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to talk about Tay saving Hextech Ultimatum specifically is that people who play Camille will know exactly what I'm talking about when I say it's the really important summoner that you don't, or it's the really important ability that you don't want to blow too early unless you're going for a straight up one-shot, because it can dodge some really important stuff like Shockwave, like the Hecarim ultimate. You can use that to kind of disjoint a lot of potential counter engages.
And of course, that Hecarim ultimate is coming up soon. Yoko Kurama is 6, is in the top lane. He is going to get hit by the barrel. Faulted, will he get charmed? He will! The move forward by Yoko Kurama. He's got the Widowmaker. Will he use it? Yes, he will.
Good patience on Yoko Kurama's part there, making sure that the charm went to its full duration so that the charm goes off and not just the slow.
And
Faulted's oranges, not enough to get him out of that.
Yeah, there were like 3 different CCs there that he had to get away from, and unfortunately he was not able to get himself away from all of them, so ultimate burned by Faulted and Yoko Kurama, both 16JP. Will not get trapped here, but Cool Clone does walk forward into it. We do see Duddy Brains in the bot lane. He has that onslaught of shadows, and he could just go for a dive here. Cool Clone does not have ult yet. I don't know how close he is.
Yeah, that seemed like a little bit of miscommunication. Zayden landing a really beautiful hook, sideswiping the minion wave, but then when Duddy Brains shows up, the bot lane is out of abilities, so maybe a missed opportunity. Shouldn't be too big of a deal for them. There's nothing in the bot lane to really fight over other than the kills.
Yeah, with that dragon down for another 2.5 minutes, there's the focus for now should just be turret pressure if you can get it, or possibly Duddy Brains just going for that free Rift Herald. Yoko Kurama, however, is in the bot lane looking for something similar. but with Diamond and Zayden going back, there is not much there for anyone to get, except for just the creep wave.
CS across the board, I was taking a look at because we've hit that 10-minute mark. It's exactly as I expected it to be, really. Pretty even in every lane except mid, where you do have a ranged into melee matchup. Also, we've seen Tay roam a little bit, more than we've seen anybody else roam this game, from a lane at least.
Yeah, and so this could go poorly for Tay in the long run, of course, with that 20 CS lead. King What's-His-Face going for that scaling item in the tier. I think Tay either has to make a move or get help, because at this point he's almost a kill down in terms of gold, which equalizes it, because Tay has that kill from earlier.
Yeah, and it kind of depends on whether or not you have a goal staying in mid as Tay. I mean, on the Camille pick, you're one of the most potent mid-game roamers there is that you can put in mid lane in the game right now, and I think he's probably fine just letting it happen.
Zayden maybe finds a little more than he bargained for. He finds Yoko Kurama. Oh, the charm will not come through. Zayden now going to have to use the box. Nutty Brains is here. It's a 3v3, but the ultimate is here for Faulted. So Cool Clone will go down. Yoko Kurama will find one back, but he's already used that last embrace. 16 JP. He's going to get hit down with that Caitlyn ultimate, and it is a beautiful turnaround here for GRE.
Really good patience there from GRE's bot lane, not blowing everything too soon. You see Zayden actually maybe too patient, died with flash up, but waiting so long to drop box, knowing that with their health bar, using them as a resource, they could just walk away from most of the abilities. They really bait a little bit more out of that play than maybe Divine Ascension was going to give them in the first place.
Yeah, there was some beautiful zone control with that box as well. I mean, he could have just dropped it immediately when he got right after he got polymorphed by the Lulu. Instead, he opted to wait a second, but now Tay, oh, he didn't wait a second. He will be pulled out of the Hextech ultimatum, and he doesn't dodge the shockwave that you were talking about. Now, Nutty Brains will not find a charm onto him, so there is no return kill, and now King What's-His-Face gets some plates.
Yeah, interestingly enough, the proactive team is the one being punished. Divine Ascension has now gone for two different plays that have been countered beautifully by GRE, and they're kind of handing them exactly what GRE's comp wants.
Yeah, and interestingly, it seems like I was looking at more stats, and the efficiency rating, the ever-contested efficiency rating over on the Diamond side, Glacial Rising Eagles actually, Diamond has the single worst efficiency rating of any player in Platinum Capped, which was worrying to me because it seemed like Divine Ascension Gaming plays so consistently through their bot lane in their past series. And we've seen that still, Yoko Kurama coming bot, trying to find a play, but it not panning out. And now Diamond is 2-0-2. He has finished his Infinity Edge, and he got that call, which he's finished his call rather, which is huge for gold efficiency.
Yeah, which means with only 106 CS up, he started Cole. As you see, he has no Doran's item, so getting that pretty early on at 14 minutes, good flash away there from King What's-His-Face.
Yeah, he gets that at 14 minutes here, and now the Dragon score is evened up because the bot lane of DAG did take advantage of the back in the reset by Diamond, but now Diamond is like half an item, and it's a very strong item too, especially for Caitlyn. Now, King What's-His-Face may be in trouble, but now just Slow's getting him away.
And we see here there is a small 2k gold lead being built here for Glacial Rising. And I have to assume that most of it is actually on Diamond and King What's-His-Face. That CS difference in the mid has grown pretty significantly, and now there is a starting CS difference in the bot lane. It's okay, Zayden, we didn't see it.
We know. We're not paying attention to that. But yeah, 1,500 gold in favor of Diamond, and meanwhile King What's-His-Face is about 1,000 ahead as well. Tay now going to jump in, and Yoko Kurama gets the ult, uses the Widowmaker to get out, but he jumps right into the waiting arms of Duddy Brains, who now ults onto Tay. He got so much healing, so much damage. The stun coming through. Tay does not have Conqueror, and he is not going to be able to live through it. A double kill for the horse.
I have to give a lot of credit to Duddy Brains. He has been doing an amazing job of tracking and countering Evelyn engages.
Yeah, it has been fantastic, and now it looks like Diamond will be finding... No, it's actually Zayden picking that kill up, but they might be able to find 16JP, Diamond, on a killing spree, and gets that extra gold for taking down Jinx and apprehending the criminal.
Zayden doing a fantastic job landing these hooks in the open when they're actually fighting. I love watching good Thresh play, and he's giving it to me.
Yeah, that's something I have always struggled with, and I noticed that a lot of Thresh players struggle with... Oh, wow! That's Evelyn damage.
Yeah, it sure is.
Isolated Evelyn damage.
There's nothing else to say about that.
But I always find that Thresh players tend to struggle with hitting hooks while in combat. You know, landing a hook from the bush or landing a prediction hook is one thing, but being able to kind of get the next hook after that is big. And there we go. No Duddy Brains on the map means Yoko Kurama does not get counter-ganked here.
Yeah, and King What's-His-Face going for something that you can do against Camille, which is Shockwave out of the initial hook shot, but you have to throw it pretty far ahead of time.
And Faulted, the charm will expire, but he's got 3 members on him. He doesn't have flash. He's going to go down. Tay picks up that kill, and look at that. The Herald right there waiting for Divine Ascension Gaming, who they are still behind in gold, but that is evened up significantly on the top side of the map. Meanwhile, Diamond and Zayden just pushing their lead even further and countering those assumptions I made about their week 1.
Yeah, and while we've kind of been analyzing the finer points of this game and only talking about the kills as they happen, we've got a game on our hands here. 9-9, 17 minutes in, a just over 2k gold lead for Glacial Rising, 1-1 on towers, 1-1 on dragons. Items starting to come in for all of the relevant carries, and interestingly enough, I think we're looking at a Essence Reaver on Caitlyn.
Yeah, that's BF Sword and Caulfields. I don't think it could be anything else. So this is a very strange build, not one that you normally see on Caitlyn. But now, a little bit more action in the top side. This is kind of non-stop. Thunder Snake, though, he's tanking tower. He takes 4 turret shots. Yoko Kurama, now he's tanking. He has to use the ultimate to get away. Faulted is going to be able to pick up the kill with 1 more auto. Uses the parlay just for good effect. Diamond finally going to be shut down. Jinx gets one back finally. And that is one that's looking very good now for this blue side.
Yeah, it is finally completed into the Essence Reaver, so we have confirmation on that, so which allows me to talk about what I was going to. I don't like that.
Oh, don't worry, neither do I.
Yeah, the reason I don't like that is because on Caitlyn, one of the most potent mid-game options you have, as we see Faulted engaged on by Tay in the top lane.
No Hextech Ultimatum means that Faulted will be able to get away, but go on about the Essence Reaver.
Yeah, one of the most potent mid-game options you have as Caitlyn is to extend your absolutely ridiculous range that you have already with
Rapid Fire Cannon.
Yeah, Rapid Fire Cannon, and one of the most important things you can get in Rapid Fire Cannon is the second Energizer item, which allows you to get Storm Razor. And the Storm Razor slow on a 750 range auto attack from a mid-game ADC who already does ridiculous damage on this patch. I don't see why you would ever not go for that. Maybe you build into it, if you're Diamond, you're thinking I build into it 3rd, 4th item here, but you're just delaying how powerful you can be.
Yeah, so this is 10.18. All of our games today are on 10.18, which means there still haven't been Caitlyn changes at this point. 10.19 Worlds patch will have Caitlyn changes, but this was kind of a question mark when they released the patch notes, that what are they doing not doing anything to Caitlyn, who's a ridiculously strong ADC now, but we will see a 4v2 here. Faulted may be in trouble. He's got ignited, he's charmed, he's pulled back. Yoko Kurama going to deliver the kill to Tay. Now Duddy Brains has to walk away, but yeah, the Caitlyn build, I think also with her being so far ahead, you want to be able to punish Jinx more, and with 3 melees, Lulu, and Jinx. I think the sticking power of Stormrazor or the range of Essence Reaver both just serve you better here. Or Stormrazor or Rapid Fire serve you better than Essence Reaver.
Another thing that it helps you with, I think, in this game specifically, is that there are a lot of champions on the enemy team that you want to be able to keep at a pretty high arm's length. You want to stay away from Yoko Kurama, but I think specifically it'll help a lot in the mid game with Tay, because you can fire your first slowing shot as Tay jumps to a wall. There's nothing about hookshot that makes you untargetable, which means when Tay comes out of hookshot, assuming you can dodge it or flash away from it, or she just misses, she's gonna land with about a 60% slow left on her.
Yeah, I like Stormrazor. I've been playing a lot of Caitlyn recently, and I pretty much always go Stormrazor. Sometimes I even go Stormrazor first, depending on the lane matchup, but it's always Stormrazor, i.e. first 2 items for me. I'm... Okay, so there is a fair amount of discussion in chat, which I will give credence to. So, the current 2 opinions right now, it's like Essence Reaver is a higher DPS build overall, just because you nuke harder. Also, traps and nets, both of those will do a lot more damage with that Essence Reaver. So you're looking more for catching and sieging rather than just straight trading or whatnot. And
yeah, which makes a lot of sense now that you're out of lane. I will say that with the enemy ADC being Jinx, Rocket Runaan's combo is something that Caitlyn would not outdamage without the Essence Reaver and IE at the same time.
And here's Tay. Dud Diamond will not get that trap though. Tay takes a lot of damage, but he's coming back for seconds. Zayden will find a hook. Beautiful. And that is going to be the polymorph stopping Duddy Brains now. The Hextech ultimatum into the middle of the fight. Dud Diamond is in trouble, but can he outdamage Tay? King What's-His-Face is going to find Cool Clone on the meantime. Zayden will go down to this Evelynn, but now it's Evelynn and 16JP versus the world. One is going to go down to Duddy Brains. The second one as well. A double kill, a 4-for-1, and now Thunderous Snake forces a flash, but his entire team's dead.
Yeah. A couple relatively nitpicky things before I talk about the fight overall, as I think we're going to see a Baron attempt here from GRE. No, I think they're just clearing vision. Not a lot of mana. No, they are going to start it up. Not a lot of mana on Dud Diamond, and Duddy Brains is half HP, but there's not really anybody who can stop them.
Yeah, only Thunderous Snake can stop him, and he doesn't even have any team support if he wants to try and ult Duddy Brains and stop the Baron, but it's going down very slowly. Faulted going to try and take on Thunderous Snake. The Mordekaiser are down to about half health. Duddy Brains may actually have to smite the Baron for health, but no, it's actually low enough. They will be able to pick it up. They will be able to walk away. And now a 5k gold lead here for Glacial Rising Eagles.
So on the offset of that fight, I think honestly Tay got scared because she didn't know where the rest of the team was. If she had stayed onto Dud Diamond there without flashing out, there's a chance she could have traded 1-for-1 for the most important member of the enemy team. Hextech Ultimatum still up, Ignite was still up, hadn't used the second part of Q yet. Flashing away there meant that whoever was going to collapse just collapses on you when you're not threatening somebody.
Yeah, and Zayden being over the wall meant that he could just easily go for that. Now Zayden will find himself picked just in time for the dragon to spawn here in 20 seconds, and Good Guy Jungler is going to hand that over to the Jinx that she desperately needs. Still fairly far behind Caitlyn, almost a full item here. Diamond with a 20 CS lead, an extra kill. So
feels caught warding, man.
Yeah, feels caught warding, man. Support mains here. We understand you, Zayden. Thank you, Glitter and Gains, for shilling for September. Happy September, everybody. It is the continuation of Twitch's promotion. They are taking 20% off of all new subscriptions to Twitch channels, and that discount actually goes up if you subscribe for multiple months at a time, or if you buy tier 2 or 3 subscriptions. If you've got the cheddar cheese to afford that.
It's also worth mentioning at this point that recently GetWrecked has reworked the way we do our club member benefits. Now all Twitch subs count for the club member perks, which you can read about in our Discord. Same the way Patreon works. It's convenient because Twitch and Patreon both can facilitate Discord roles, so you'd get it automatically as long as your account is linked.
And that's, of course, the Twitch membership, or the Twitch or club membership. The biggest part of that is our weekly or bi-weekly tournaments that we run. These do have prize pools associated. We guarantee a $40 total prize pool pot for every tournament that we run, and for the last couple we've had only a little bit of competition, so there's a fairly high chance that you'll be getting some good money out of it.
And checking back in with the game, the Baron is in full effect, but it seems like GRE is having a little bit of trouble getting a proper push started. They seem to be looking for skirmishes more than they're looking for towers with this Baron.
Yeah, they were only able to find one tower, but they may be able to find Thunderous Snake here, who will use the Death Realm onto King What's-His-Face, trying to chase down this Orianna, but he will be popping back out into the middle of the team, 1v5. Nothing you can do about that, but now Yoko Kurama, he gets pulled by Zayden. Beautiful pick. It will not stop him from killing King What's-His-Face. Zayden, now trying to run away. Duddy Brains is going to jump into the middle of the team, but a beautiful polymorph will keep the damage from going through. That's the shutdown on the Jinx coming through. He is going to be able to dodge away from Zayden's pull. 3 for 2 here, and considering that they just expired Baron, I think Divine Ascension Gaming will take that.
Yeah, honestly, not bad. Not bad scrapping there from Divine Ascension Gaming. The pull onto Yoko Kurama was beautiful, but it's not going to stop Evelyn ult from just popping whoever's low. And 16JP had some really nice orb blocking there with the minigun away from Duddy Brains, not letting most of that damage come through. If Lulu ult was still up, Diamond?
Flash forward with the polymorph. Dud Diamond might be in trouble. No Super Mega Death Rocket available for 16. Oh, there it goes. It's gonna whiff. It's gonna whiff.
Yeah, Zayden with a pretty clutch save there. Dud Diamond walking up fairly far after that skirmish, knowing the bot lane was still alive. But I think if Cool Clone still had ultimate up, Rockets and Runans definitely kill Zayden. May be able to get Dud Diamond before going down, but Cool Clone out of cooldowns, so they'll just take what they got out of the fight and leave it at that.
But still, all things considered, the kill scores are very close. The gold, not so much. It's about 5k advantage here for Glacial Rising Eagles. But all of the outer turrets are down. No inner turrets have been broken. This is a fairly mirrored map here. And I think that's going to change in about a minute when there might be either a Baron fight or just a trade, Dragon for Baron.
And this is something that I was going to talk about and made a point in my head to talk about more as a color caster. The healing saturation that it just exists within League of Legends now, based on the rune changes that keep coming through, the fact that you can have Ravenous Hunter, you can have Legend Bloodline, you get Taste of Blood, Conqueror. There are so many different forms of getting healing that don't exist through items that I think in... Ooh, what a flash forward.
Oof, yeah, very aggressive flash forward. It will get half of Zayden's health bar and force King What's-His-Face's flash, and I think that's worth it here. Yoko Kurama really only good at getting cooldowns and easy picks at this point in the game. He's not super far ahead, has only 2 items. But Tay, don't walk into anything. Okay, a Baron bait coming through. 10 seconds left on the Baron, and it looks like Glacial Rising Eagles are willing to dance around that. Meanwhile, Yoko Kurama, he is not spotted. It looks like he wants to try and sneak this Cloud Drake while no one's paying attention.
I don't know how much I agree with this. This is not Soul Point Cloud Drake. This is just third Cloud Drake. And I think giving over another Baron uncontested to to Glacial Rising is probably going to lose you an inhibitor.
Yeah, Tay is going to create some zoning here, but no, that's Yoko. He's going to be picked. Zayden's down, but so is the jungler for Divine Ascension Gaming. The flash in is going to get the Hextech ultimatum that does absolutely nothing. 16JP is slowed. That's one more picked up. Thunderous Snake and 16JP, both of them are going to go down, and a horrendous turn of events for Divine Ascension Gaming.
Yeah, honestly, Yoko Kurama, hook or not, walking that far forward without Evelyn ulti definitely just a death sentence. And then the last-ditch effort from Tay trying to get onto Dud Diamond, even when there were multiple members of the team around Dud Diamond with half HP, the ult goes on to the Caitlyn, and that's going to be Baron for not even for free. You get an ace on top of it. It's extra money.
Yeah, this
No
is.
complaints.
I mean, it just seemed like the poor decision making at the beginning, as you said. Not really seeing the benefit of that, of getting third Drake, trading for Baron. I mean, and that was the jungler going as well. It wasn't Mordekaiser with teleport. It was the full jungler, and I think Glacial Rising Eagles knew that, or at least suspected it. And then on top of that, you've got mispositioning by Yoko Kurama, Tay then going full dive in when the rest of his team couldn't follow up, and Cannon Barrage, still available, was able to slow down and then pick off all of the other members of DAG.
Yeah, but back to that analysis point I was making before the Baron fight. I think at this point in League of Legends, if you're not having one member of your team, even not against certain champions who are known for having a lot of annoying healing, if you're not getting at least one form of anti-healing, a Bramble Vest, Morello's completed on your mid, just executioners on your ADC, then you're really doing yourself a disservice. But specifically, if you have a Hecarim whose second item, Spirit Visage, who also happens to be the main dive for the enemy team, not having a form of anti-healing for that is really putting yourself at a disadvantage. I think Thunderous Snake could have maybe gone for the Bramble Vest, or 16JP just taking an 800 gold dip into Executioners would have been really helpful.
Yeah, it's kind of losing to Shopkeeper at this point would be a stretch because there are other issues than the Shopkeeper, but just not having any healing reduction on against a Fleet Footwork Caitlyn, who almost certainly has Legend Bloodline as well. And now we may see a pick onto Zayden. The Shockwave, though, coming through big. Yoko Kurama takes the kill. Thunderous Snake is forced to Zanya's. Flashes over the wall. 16JP trying to orb walk his way around. Faulted, going to get burned. Solo will not go down. Finally, thanks to Cool Clone. Thunderous Snake now going to 1v1 Duddy Brains. It is a 3-for-2 here, but 16JP with the flash forward by Diamond. It is going to pick up the double kill. Yoko Kurama going to go down for a double kill for King What's-Its-Face. It's 4-for-2, and when the only member left is the support, it looks like Glacial Rising Eagles have this one in the bag. They're just walking it in.
Yeah, I think Divine Ascension had a chance there.
Whoa. Holy moly, that's a lot of damage.
Feels bad. Feels damage on Lulu, man. No defenses on that champion whatsoever.
And there we have it, the sombrero and the teleport, just for good measure, as Glacial Rising Eagles will pick up their first win of the split.
Yeah, really clean mid to late game there from Glacial Rising. They had a really close early game. Yoko Kurama was getting a lot of stuff done. Their bot lane was actually doing really well, despite going fairly even until about the 15-minute mark. But props to Duddy Brains this game, just being everywhere that Yoko Kurama was in the early game, allowing Diamond to get that far ahead, saving King What's-Its-Face from getting rolled by Camille mid.
Yeah, and that just kind of feels bad. A little, just little mistakes all over the place that GRE was able to punish, take advantage of, and it will net them the win here. So that is our first game of the day. However, we've got an absolute banger coming up next. Return of the Middlesticks versus Lamppost. So we're going to take a little bit of a break, and when we come back, strap yourselves in because this one is hot. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for Game 2, and I haven't updated I knew I forgot to do something. I didn't update the banners. But this is not a repeat of Divine Ascension Gaming versus Glacial Rising Eagles. This is instead Return of the Middlesticks versus Lamppost.
Yeah, and I'm really excited for this game.
Yeah, the captain of the team said, "Hey, you need to play Game 3 because it is an absolute slugfest. It's he said it's probably going to be the best game of Platinum Capped."
Oh boy,
Not
that
sure.
that is a tall claim.
Yeah, I'm not sure how accurate that's going to be considering we are 2 weeks in. But nevertheless, let's run these down. It's Return of the Middlesticks, the returning champions from the Summer Splash. We've got Cardinals 29 in the top lane on Wukong, Liposuction lane in the jungle on Volibear, X-Craze in the mid lane playing LeBlanc, and Wing Nation and Black Salt in the bot lane on Caitlyn Morgana.
And over on the red side of the map, we've got Lamppost, Suki VG up in the top lane on Cho'Gath, Hastega in the jungle on Echo, Leroy in the mid lane on Ari, and Renji and Dogmar in the bot lane on Ezreal and Nautilus.
Hey kids, I heard you like debating Caitlyn builds, so I gave you a Caitlyn build to debate. This one might be, sarcasm doesn't convey well through text, and I'm suddenly realizing that they may have been facetious when saying that this is the best game.
Well, the first thing that popped out to me when I was looking over this match, we aren't seeing the standard Rotom squad.
Yes.
Cardinals up in the top lane, Lipo's moved to the jungle, no Ikato, and Winged is subbing ADC for Karasuda.
Yeah, so that's the first question mark. And I heard Ikato had to go to the emergency room. They took him to the hospital after game 1, so this may be this may have been an emergency sub, so not something that they planned for this week. We'll have to see how Return of the Middlesticks does. I expect them to, be a good team because they won last split, but with 40% of their squad changed out, this might be a little bit different.
Yeah, definitely could be. An interesting bot lane matchup here. The Caitlyn and Morgana. Not sure how you get Caitlyn Morgana in draft on blue side, both, but Ezreal, one of the safer ADCs you could pick into that terrifying bot lane.
Yeah, and there we go. A flash burned by Suki VG up in the top lane, thanks to Liposuction lane ganking with D-Bear.
Yeah, and another interesting matchup in mid. You've got Ari versus LeBlanc.
Oh, first. There we go. That's going to be first blood. Handed over to Cardinals. Good return gank there by Lipo.
That's the regank. Yeah, and you usually don't see Ari or LeBlanc that much anymore in this meta. The mage assassin has kind of fallen by the wayside. Still both very strong champions, but it's interesting because both of them kind of need to get rolling and need to roam to be effective. And they both can't do that at the same time. One of them has to win mid.
Yeah, this might turn into mid difference. I don't know. I'm guessing that'll have something to do with it. But now, Liposuction lane going to actually hit the stun onto the Scuttle Crab as Hastega starts to chase him down. But Return of the Middlesticks has the priority on the rotate. They are going to turn back onto Dogmar here. Wing Nation going to get a lot of damage off onto this support. The teleport coming in from Cardinals. Liposuction lane goes down for the first one. Renji, though, he's caught in the middle of 3. Suki VG finally teleports back in. Now X-Craze has his first kill of the game. He is going to get flashed on by Hastega, who's going to pick up his first kill, and this is just a bloodbath back and forth. Cardinals 29 chasing down the Cho'Gath. He will pick him up. And now Black Salt in trouble on the wrong side of the wall. The Leroy on the run as Wing Nation. Cardinals try and chase him down. Can he get the jump forward? He will get the smash with the stick. The jump again, and one more auto attack should do it. Cardinals on a killing spree, 3-0 for this Monkey. And Monkey is definitely a word to describe multiple members. Right now, as Wing Nation may be caught by Dogmar, flashes away just barely.
Now, we don't have time to unpack all of that.
Well, we've got 50 minutes, apparently.
Yeah, well, So, that fight lasted long enough for Dogmar to come back in after dying on the tail end of it to burn Wing Nation's Flash. I don't think there's a summoner left up on the board. There is not. If you don't count Smite.
X-Craze has an Ignite.
Shame on you, X-Craze.
Yeah, you didn't fully commit to that. What's wrong with you? Oh, but Black Salt and Lipo's actually... Wait a minute, what's going on here? Black Salt and Lipo, they're going to be able to walk it out. X-Craze gets the chain off. Hastega is going to be rooted up, and now Renji going to be caught by the Dark Binding. Meanwhile, Suki VG and Cardinal, again, taking it on 1v1. Cardinal's going to jump forward and smash him for the 4-kill advantage.
Yeah, after going 0-2, I'm not sure that Amp Tome was the purchase. It's going to be another Amp Tome from Suki VG. We're just ignoring armor against the 4-0 Wukong. Who needs armor? I mean, he's going to have Bodork finished soon anyway. You're probably still going to die. Why not finish your build?
This is definitely much more of a loss to Shopkeeper. Suki could try and stabilize the lane at least a little bit by building armor, making it so that he doesn't die every time he comes back to lane. But this is certainly it's a decision. He's made a decision, and now he is down a level. Cardinals has his ultimate. He's not going to dive, is he?
I would doubt that, just because you can always get knocked up by Cho'Gath under tower on a dive, especially when you have a very telegraphed dash. But Wing Nation does make a good point in chat. It is Glacial Augment Cho'Gath, so to a certain extent, you are kind of forced into itemizing this way if you want to get any value out of your keystone.
Yeah, starting with that Super Soaker. And X-Craze is going to get a lot of damage off. The Ignite is finally used by both sides. Leroy uses that triple dash to try and get away. X-Craze doesn't have the dash to get back in. Oh, Hastega's here. He's going to get onto the clone. But he gets that Z-Drive Resonance. But he's not going to pursue. Wing Nation and Black Salt now rotating up. Looks like the dragon is the target here.
Yeah, and I'm doing a very bad job of analysis this game just because so much is happening. We've got 9 kills before 8 minutes in Platinum. Cough. I thought you guys were supposed to be better than us.
Platinum is like...
Down in gold
it almost looks silver sometimes, and I think that applies. It applies in multiple situations. Cardinals will actually not be able to find the kill here, I don't think. No, Suki will be able to flash out. Oh, but he is going to get killed.
Yep, that's the 4-0. I'm going to solo kill my lane opponent on repeat until I can afford all of my items mentality right there.
And apparently it doesn't go as well for the return of the Middlesticks Plat top laner as it does for the return of the Middlesticks Diamond top laner.
Yeah, not quite equatable there. Which I know is interesting that we mentioned that, because that was a Prophecy Cup experience at some point in time. I think that is no longer the case, but I would know more about that if I followed Prophecy Cup closer.
Platinum is Weenie Hut Jr., but with mechanics. That's...
annoyingly accurate, actually.
Yeah, it rings too true to be like, haha funny, and it's just kind of like, oh, funny.
Well, getting back into a little bit of actual game discussion, the bot lane is doing what the bot lane does when you have Caitlyn Morgana, which is be a level up and permanently push into your melee support / weak early game ADC counterpart.
Yeah, and it just really does not help here that Wing Nation, Black Salt, they got those kills, those assists from the skirmish in that jungle. Meanwhile, Renji picked up a single assist in a team fight. So he got like 50 gold. Wing Nation got like 400 gold.
Yeah, and that is...
What is Liposuction Lane doing? He ults not over the wall.
Oh no.
And now he may be caught because Leroy comes over the wall. The Maul is not going to be able to get enough damage or healing as Leroy picks up his second kill of the game. Now, turret plates going down in the bot lane, and it seems like Return to the Middle Sticks is really just playing through bot while the rest of the team coin flips.
Yeah, I mean, that's the second time that's happened to Lipo. Not the ult specifically, but the I got found taking an enemy jungle camp. But this time he doesn't have Black Salt there to bail him out or the rest of the team to walk to in bot river. He's over the wall on Krug's side, burns both ult and flash, and still dies. Which is... I have to assume the comms included question mark pinging at this point in time.
The verbal question mark pinging, and there is going to be a free Rift Herald in it for Lamppost. So, only
Now,
a 500 gold difference, though.
Yeah, somehow. Yeah, I think it's mostly because we're at 10 minutes and nobody's even close to 100 CS except Winged, who's at 87, casually ignoring all of the stuff happening around him as he continues to farm. But almost all of that is from kills. We are at a kill a minute, and if we can keep that up for the 50-minute pace of the game, I will be kind of excited, actually.
Yeah, there comes a time when you stop worrying about, like, oh, how am I going to analyze or break all of this nonsense down, and just start being like, can we hit 100 kills in 30 minutes?
I don't remember what the number was. Do you remember what the number was when we had the game that I was in on stream?
I believe it was 117 kills in like 33 minutes.
Yeah, I think it was 117 and 33. I think you're right.
And now
I don't expect that out of Platinum Cap, but oof, that feels bad.
Yeah, that was not great, but a good teleport play by Cardinals is going to secure a kill for Return to the Middle Sticks. They're going to get a little bit of damage off onto the Leroy, but with the Dragon coming up in 50 seconds here, there's not much for these teleports and roams to do on the side of Lamp.
Yeah, credit to both teams. The proximity to the bot lane plays when they happen, you know, both teleports coming in, both mid laners roaming down, the junglers almost always there and present for what's happening, and as X-Ray is going to get charmed and ignited, and almost enough.
The flash forward by the Leroy almost finds the kill, and now Cardinals does get charmed in the middle of his dash, so good charm by the Leroy, keeping himself alive for certain. Now, flash forward by Dogmar. He's going to find no knockup, but he will get hit onto Wing Nation. The shutdown coming through for Hastega, and there we go. That's a dragon.
The selfishness from Black Salt to Black Shield himself there, I love it. I'm a huge fan. I'm here for that.
The support needs to know his worth. If his ADC is going to get caught like that, never mind the fact that the support gets caught too.
Normalize support saving themselves, man.
Maybe not when your ADC has a 250 gold bounty on him, but yeah, we're splitting hairs at that point.
Yeah, maybe not. But I am excited to talk about something that I'm not going to get to talk about it. Cardinal, stop going in. We are on patch 10.18, which you mentioned, and thus we have the switch up to Ahri a little bit. You get they just moved around her passives again. It's not a huge thing.
Yeah. Now any spell heals, right? Instead of just her Q.
Yes, and because they moved that passive back to her passive, and then they gave her the speed baked into her W, so now you get it every time you W, and W actually kills minions because it has a 200% bonus based on missing minion health, which is fantastic because...
Well, Black Salt will find both of Renji's sums. Dogmark with a Q right into the wall, but we do have Hastega coming through. Wing Nation is going to get knocked up. Black Salt very low. He can't really do much. The heal going to be committed by Wing Nation, but Hastega is here, and Black Salt is dead. Black Salt is dead. Hastega, whoa, almost dies, and now that's Liposuction Lane coming in as well. Black Salt will finally be picked up, but Dogmar losing a lot of his health in the meantime. He is going to be killed by Winged Nation. Liposuction Lane going to get them all off the stun, off X-Craze, finds the kill. It's a 2-for-1, and the Leroy has to walk away lest he die.
Tendies, find the solo kill.
Tendies find the kill. What is it with Return to the Middle Sticks and trying to troll me in long-ass GRLCS games?
Yeah, I think it just comes with the brand at this point. But once again, proximity to bot lane seems to be the name of the game here, and slowly but surely, Return to the Middle Stick seems to be winning out on that side of things. Still, one dragon to one dragon, but they do finally pick up first tower, which does give them that little bit of gold lead that we see now, just under 1.5.
And does give Wing Nation his Caulfield's Warhammer. He's going to be much stronger now. Even though Renji has finally finished his Muramana and the Sheen, that's really not that much compared to a full Infinity Edge boots Caitlyn.
And this is an interesting question here. I assume Renji's probably going to go for the Triforce. There isn't quite enough AD champions to warrant going the really toxic. I have 160 to 180 armor Ezreal build this game, especially with a LeBlanc breathing down your neck. But
yeah, I think
charm from Leroy.
Yeah, great charm from Leroy. X-Craze will have to walk away. Leroy doesn't have ult to follow. Oh, someone, come on, kill the clone. Gives you 25 gold.
And that literally right there is why I hate the LeBlanc side of the LeBlanc and Ahri matchup, and love the Ahri side of the Ahri and the LeBlanc matchup.
Oh, good Black Shield there by Black Salt. Stun does come through. The second ultimate onto Suki. Renji will not be able to find anything with that True Shot Barrage. Now the Leroy on the run, Liposuction Lane chasing down. He doesn't have ult, but I don't think it matters. X-Craze now knocked up by the Nautilus, but he will jump away. Liposuction Lane getting fairly low, but he will jump back over the wall. This is going to be Cardinals coming into the fight. Hastega drops the ultimate on top of two. X-Craze has to run away, but it won't matter. Gets shut down by Renji. Now, Wing Nation finds himself a killing spree, and Hastega in trouble. Doesn't have the ultimate, and Wing Nation just gonna pop him with the headshot.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit disappointed that Black Salt keeps landing these long-range bindings, because I don't get to use my Black Salt taking my skill shots for a walk copy pasta. It's I live for a few things in this world, man.
No, I totally understand. There is nothing better than flaming Return to the Middle Sticks through copy pastas, because, you know, you rarely get to do it.
And they are kings of copy pasta.
That's true. If we can't get to 100 kills if everyone keeps living with 100 HP at the end of the fight.
True. The gold lead extended to 3k now with the pickup of mid tower, and so far things are going fairly standard for a relatively chaotic game for Return to the Middle Sticks. They are just moving their power around the map and taking towers early, using that pressure to convert into neutral objectives. It's all very Return to the Middle Sticks.
Yeah, this feels almost entirely like, oh, X-Craze will get jumped on by Hastega using the phase dive, and it looks like X-Craze will be going down. Oh, snaps back, but it won't matter. Hastega finds the kill. And now with him down and the dragon up, it's got to be a steal from Liposuction Lane, because there is no pressure here for Turn of the Middle Sticks around this dragon.
I like picking terminology that gives the benefit of the doubt to as many players as possible. So I'll go ahead and say that that was a very ambitious attempt on the solo kill from X-Craze onto Leroy.
Yeah, it's an interesting one for sure, just based on the fact that Leroy had his Hextech GLP and his Mercury Treads. So he's got health, he's got magic resist, and X-Craze just had a Luden's Echo and a little bit of penetration. Now Cardinal's trying to 1v3 at this point. He will find 2 knockups, but it won't be enough as the Leroy will pick up a kill. The Caitlyn ult will not find a kill, but it does deal a lot of damage.
I saw that, Dogmar.
So we're gonna give the benefit of the doubt to Flash's last game, but not this game?
Yes.
Or not Caitlyn trap ult positioning?
Yeah. No, yeah, I am.
Okay. Just checking.
I do think at this point it's worth noting that the items that you pointed out on Ahri does confirm that even though there is an electrocute, this is the full utility, be as annoying as possible in team fights Ahri that just slows you and jumps around and has tenacity and is here to land charms. This isn't the I'm going to blow up your ADC Ari at 20 minutes, because I mean, while still doing a annoying amount of damage, because true damage on Q is really good. This isn't the play style that Leroy is necessarily going for.
Yeah, this is Control Mage Ari. This is not AP Assassin Ari, which LeBlanc doesn't really get the benefit of the doubt on that one, or doesn't have the benefit of choice for that. She's got to just spec full into damage, which again, I'm guessing that's another reason you like the Ari side of the Ari LeBlanc matchup.
Actually, if I was capable of playing Control Mage Ari, I've tried it so many times. I can't bring myself to do either the Glacial Augment variant or the not blow people up. Played too much Season 7 Ari for that.
Of course. But now, that is going to be Black Salt getting hit. He is going to barely get the Zanya's Hourglass off. Astega is going to have to ult, but they will find the kill on the Black Salt. Wing Nation taking a lot of damage from Renji, but Liposuction Lane is here, and X-Cray looking for the kill. He will find it onto Echo. Now the knock-up coming through onto Suki, who has to flash away. The second ultimate coming up onto Suki, who cannot flash away anymore. And Dogmar, one more auto should do it, but Liposuction Lane can't finish it off. It's a 2-for-1 already. Leroy, can he make it a 2-for-2? No! Everyone's living with 100 health, and give us our 100 kills. Stop living.
The Mercury Treads saving Leroy's life there on X-Craze's last Q, and really good fight played there by Leroy. Notices that Black Salt went into the Zanya's Hourglass, so can throw the charm through Black Salt onto Winged Nation there in that bottom side of mid river bush. And then just kiting it out really effectively, gets the Super Soaker in, lands a really nice charm, follow-up charm onto Winged Nation on the chase, and X-Craze is dead. Big dead.
Beautiful chase there by Hastega, going to use the Flash Phase Dive and the benefit of the Cloud map. Liposuction Lane also going to flash away, and this Caitlyn is finally starting to chunk. Also going with that Essence Reaver second. So I guess we have to flame him a little bit as well. Oh, Dogmar. Oh, don't mind me taking my skill shots for a walk, Black Salt.
Yeah, and at this point, I think it's worth noting that the early game jungle was 100% won by Hastega. The CS differential doesn't really matter. This isn't Power Farm Volibear we're looking at, except somehow it's Power Farm Volibear that we're looking at here. But Lipo really hasn't been anywhere. Not really securing anything on the map, despite having 3 less kill participation, no kills to his name. And it's the kind of thing where it's like, if Lipo was on Graves right now, you're kind of scared, because you've got a 130 farm jungler who does things with the farm after he gets it.
This is Volibear. This is definitely not the Graves levels of damage or effect on the map, but we will see Return of the Middle Sticks getting themselves onto the inside track here in front of the dragon. They don't want to let this push to Soul Point. Spooky Ghost will come out for Suki and just reveal some positions. Astega picks up that blue buff, and now the dragon's here, so will we see Return of the Middle Sticks engage a team fight, or just say, I think we can rush this down? X-Craze moving in, finds a little bit of damage, but doesn't spook Hastega enough. However, this dragon will fall in favor of Rodham.
Yeah, the favorable positioning, the better vision, the trap wall, everything working out for Return of the Middle Sticks there to dissuade Lamppost from engaging on that. Also, Lamppost just really doesn't have that much engage. What are you engaging with? You're engaging with Parallel Convergence, I guess.
Yeah, or just Nautilus.
Or just straight up Nautilus hook or ult. Yeah, that's about it.
And I think that, yeah, there's like a question mark third in Leroy. But Liposuction Lane, you don't need to engage when he just walks into you. Now Black Salt is going to be in trouble. He gets stunned again by Hastega. He does use the Black Shield on himself, and now Cardinals is in the back of the fight. Black Salt can flash forward. He has the Zanya's Hourglass. He will use it. Leroy will not get stunned. Now one knock up. X-Craze, he will find the kill onto the Leroy. He's going to snap back into his own team. Wing Nation, now he gets to pump out damage at a long, long range. Renji gets shut down. No one was able to intercept that Caitlyn ult. 16-16 is the kill score, but it looks like Return to the Middle Sticks wants to go for more. X-Craze going to find Hastega. Dogmar on the run. He's going to flash away. The silence coming through for Cardinals. And will Wing Nation be able to run him down? I don't think he will. Return to the Middle Sticks walks away with a very small advantage in that fight.
Yeah, and these fights just keep going the way of Return to the Middle Sticks on paper, just barely, and then the picks go to Lamppost to even up the score a little bit more. But yeah, and to touch on our earlier point before I unpack that fight a little bit, it's not that they don't have engage, it's that they don't have Wukong ult over the top of Volibear ult over the top of Black Salt flashing forward into ult and binding levels of engage. It's a different kind of engage. It's pick engage. It's single target engage, rather than finding the entire team with double knockup.
Yeah, and I think we saw the difference in the types of engage in the beginning of that, or in the middle of that fight, really, where the difference is, you get to kill liposuction lane early, versus you have Black Salt flash into the team, press R, and the entire team has to run away and split themselves up, because otherwise you're just going to get stunned.
Yeah, and Renji is crying in the club that not a single one of the three half to full health members remaining on his team wanted to block that Kate ultimate for him, but that's neither here nor there.
I think a couple of big boys accidentally body blocking each other and killing your ADC off of it. But now X-Craze, he's not gonna get picked because he knows there's a ward sitting there, and I don't think anyone from Lamppost has decided that they want to drop a ward.
That was some 5-brain. Ooh, yikes! Dogmar dead. That was some 5-brain positioning on that parallel convergence. I don't know how Hastega thought either of them were going to get over that wall into that stun, but very impressive, because that's not where he was positioned on it. That's not a wall that Hastega can E over.
Okay, so X-Craze isn't... Oh, never mind. He's dead.
Yep.
He tried to pick Leroy, who, again, has magic resist, has health, and has a charm.
I'm seeing a trend. I'm pretty sure you're seeing the same trend that I'm seeing based on your tone of voice, but this is, I think, the third or maybe the fourth time X-Craze has either blown summoners or died trying to pick Leroy, who ends up being full health at the end of it.
Yeah, this almost feels like we should... Oh, that's going to be the ultimate disabling the tower here for liposuction lane, and Suki VG goes down for Cardinals' 5th kill of the game. Wow, it's been a while since he got another kill, and Wing Nation is picked. Wing Nation has to flash. Wing Nation is alive with 50 health. The turret going to go down. Black Salt has to use the Zanya's Hourglass. Liposuction lane will not be able to save his support. The shutdown coming through as Hastega just gets to wreak havoc through the back of the team. He gets the double. Beautiful chrono break here, and 3 members of Return to the Middle Sticks will fall in return for just Suki VG.
There are several things that I'm very angry about that I will enlighten the stream with my thoughts on. First, I forgot that Volibear Ultimate disables towers. Also, I'm angry that Volibear Ultimate disables towers. The second thing...
No argument there.
The second thing that I'm upset about is that... Well, okay, he died for it eventually, but on the initial walk around where Wing Nation got charmed in the open that deep, there should be no scenario in which ADC ever gets out of that.
X-Craze.
X-Craze is dead.
Oh, X-Craze.
Very dead.
What's that, 5 now?
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't think that counts because he wasn't trying to pick someone, he was just out of position.
Yeah.
You gotta be very selective if you're gonna start a counter.
You're right. I mean, I think he was trying to set up a flank and went on Dogmar just for fun, but that yeah, definitely didn't go well.
He's definitely sitting inside the Bermuda Triangle of control wards on the bot side, though. Which, I mean...
Mid laners don't come back from that.
Mid laners don't come back from the Bermuda Triangle of control wards. But checking back in on the state of the game, we're at 30 minutes now. Lamppost is on Soul Point after that pick onto X-Craze. Cardinals is engaging once again, but this time Hastega is there.
Yeah, Hastega is here, and he's going to be able to get Cardinals. One more auto attack. There is a mini shutdown on there, so now Hastega is 10-5. And Liposuction Lane will just ult directly on top of Renji. Black Salt is going to get pulled in, and now the ultimate coming out. Hastega will jump onto the Caitlyn and get the kill. Leroy survives, does not get hit by the Black Chains. X-Craze is going to change that as he jumps into the back of the fight. Now Liposuction Lane trying to fight off 3. Black Salt on the run. X-Craze and Suki duking it out, and the Chomp will eat up that LeBlanc. 3 for 1, and Lamp is looking for more. They're going to go for Liposuction Lane. And they should probably just back off and go for the Baron here. Hastega is resetting in base.
Yeah, a couple things to say after that. A really, really good job on Leroy's part there, finding the full health bar of Wing Nation at almost max range after that jump in. Almost lived after the end of it too, if it weren't for X-Craze. Also, Dogmar has quietly been having a really good game finding these hooks.
Yeah, he's been able to find picks, engages off of these individual hooks, finding it's mostly like when Black Salt and Wing Nation are clumped up together and slightly out of position. And here we go, that's Liposuction Lane. There you go, Dogmar, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, and after the jungler going down, that's for an easy Baron. I think Rodham is a good enough team that they won't even attempt to contest here, and it doesn't look like they're going to. Also, something else that's worth noting at this point in time, I am a firm believer, based on the fact that I duo consistently with my friend who is a god tier Echo player, that Echo is capable of carrying almost any game if you're good enough at playing it. Full item Echo is an unfair champion to play against, and I don't mind saying that because it's like playing against Zillion, except he gets to choose when he goes back, and he gets or when he comes back to life, and he gets a huge damage boost out of it as well.
Yeah, and on top of that, Echo is also beautiful from behind as well, because he can he can pick on his own, he can steal camps.
He also almost has unlimited chase at a certain point in the game, and we've also finished Death Cap on him now, which makes him even more terrifying.
Yeah, that's a 4-item Echo, 12-5, 4 items, one. He's actually 2 items ahead of X-Craze, 1 item ahead of Liposuction Lane. This is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Wing Nation does have his QSS, but that's really not going to do anything against Hastega, aside from give him a little bit of MR, so he lasts half a second longer when being bursted.
Yeah, that QSS is for Leroy. It's not for Hastega. You QSS that stun, you're still dead. The Echo's already on top of you.
Yeah, and now the Baron is going to be put to good use. A couple of turrets taken here. Suki is absolutely massive at this point, literally absolutely massive. And now the inhibitor turret is the target. They don't really have the range though to get on top, aside from just letting the minions fire away.
Yeah, and they can though. They can let the minions fire away because there's not a lot that you can do to wave clear other than have Wing Nation do what he's doing and just Q and auto, because X-Craze is not a wave clear mid laner. He can burst a wave down, absolutely, but not safely and not at range.
And here comes the engage as Liposuction Lane is forced to ult away. Black Salt going to get knocked up by the depth charge. It is not going to find anything. Dogmar going to go very low, but they again, no kills found, just the turret. But now Lamppost can threaten this Soul Drake. 15 seconds left.
The turret's really all they were there for in the first place. They're actually going to bush cheese this, which I think is the correct call.
But X-Craze is going to find a lot of damage on Hastega. He can't ult! He's going to be shut down! That's a 4v5 already. Leroy is going to jump on the Wing Nation, but he can't find the kill. Dogmar and Suki and Renji, all of them in the front of the fight. And Renji jumps forward, but Dogmar is going to get burned down here by Wing Nation. Renji flashes forward, the double kill here for the Echo, but he's going to get popped by Lipo and X-Craze. It's Suki who doesn't have his ultimate, and Liposuction Lane going to start running him down. The Righteous Glory, and oh man, the shutdown coming through. As X-Craze takes a misstep, Liposuction Lane going to get knocked up, but it doesn't matter. He finds the Lightning Call and aces Lamppost for 4 of his own team members.
And despite the fact that there wasn't any aiming involved, I have to give credit to Black Salt for the 2 bindings that won them that. Hastega, massive mistake going in that deep, doesn't get anything off. Not the ult, not the flash, not even most of his damage. I think he might have died before Parallel Convergence landed. And then Black Salt, he gets E'd on by Renji and lands the binding before he goes down, meaning that Renji can't do Ezreal things and kite out the rest of that team fight. So
yeah, and that was 2 clutch bindings. I think there is at least a little bit of aiming involved because he hit both of them. You know, if it were one of them, I would definitely just say, yeah, he could have closed his eyes and hit that one. But at this point, the Soul, I mean, this is a 7 Drake game. So Soul is the next one here at 35 minutes. And meanwhile, the gold is back to 1.5k. It's really not much at all, and it's basically based on how many members there are, rather than who's more fed, because everyone's equally fed at this point, except for Hastega.
Yeah, and I think that's the major point, is if Hastega doesn't go in and die there, this might just be Lamppost game. They win that fight, or assuming they do enough poke to make Rodham back off, they go and take Soul for free, or relatively uncontested, and then they have Cloud Soul and Echo. A fed Echo with Cloud Soul. It's so hard to lose from that position. I think Soul is going to make more difference in who wins this game because it's so good on both teams. You've got LeBlanc with Cloud Soul. You've got Wukong with Cloud Soul. Over on the other side, you've got Ahri and Echo with Cloud Soul.
Yeah, and this is... And of course, and not to mention the cooldown reduction on the ultimate, the extra 10% there. That's great for Ezreal, for Nautilus, for Caitlyn, Morgana. That just means that you can fight more often. You can use your ultimates to try and secure things rather than saving them for the opportune moment. And now Suki is in trouble. He's going to be knocked up twice. He's at half health. Really, these guys do so much damage, but it doesn't look like anything compared to the Cho'Gath, and now Hastega, he gets on top of Wing Nation and finally burns him down with the red smite. Meanwhile, Suki is taking Return of the Middle Sticks for the runaround. They're fighting a 4v3, and they lose so horribly. Only Black Salt is left, and Lamppost is pushing it into the base for the 2nd time this game.
Good decisions only by the bot, or by the top jungle synergy of Lipo and Cardinals. They take probably a combined 20 seconds to kill Suki VG there, and they're losing top inhib and maybe a Nexus Tower for it? Close to a Nexus Tower, not quite.
Yeah, Lipo is going to get the stun onto Renji. Hastega has to ult back. Black Salt is going to survive that. Hastega now on the run. Cardinal's going to jump, knock him up. There we go. That's the 2nd Wukong ultimate in like 40 seconds here. And
I think Hastega probably lives if he doesn't ult back there, if he just ease away.
Yeah, he should be good if he doesn't, but now Cardinal's coming back in. His jungler's dead already. He's going to be knocked up now. Root by Black Salt. It gets on top of Renji, and this might be enough. Cardinal's getting the healing, so much of it. The shutdown, and Wing Nation going to pick up the kill on Dogmar to finish that off. A 4-for-1 in the 2nd half of this team fight.
Yeah, the only, oh no, Cardinals has it. I was going to say, the only healing cut that they have is between mid and bot, but no, that's just Ezreal being Ezreal and having 2 lifesteal items.
Yeah, 2 lifesteal items and probably, yeah, he's got Conqueror and probably Bloodline as well, so this is absolutely ridiculous. Now X-Craze, no! Stop it! X-Craze! Please don't,
No, he's dead. Yep, there it is. Are we gonna count that as an attempted pick? I'm not gonna count that as he was warding.
Yeah, he was warding and way out of position, but that wasn't.
Do we want a separate counter though? We can have a counter for mispositioned warding, and a counter for attempted pick. We're at 5 and 2.
Since we started counting.
Since we started counting, I think we grandfathered in the 2 from attempted pick.
Okay, well, okay, we're 5 and 2. To be fair, he was keeping Cho'Gath from Baron. That's true. That's definitely true.
Yeah, I'll go with that, I suppose. Okay, so 6, 5 and 1, 6.
And Cardinals.
So 4 legitimate deaths.
Cardinals does live here, thanks to the Black Shield being able to snap back with his clone as well. But now the final soul point is on the table here for Lamppost. They have priority over it. Liposuction Lane is level 17, so he cannot outsmite Suki, let alone Suki and Hastega at the same time. So Return of the Middle Sticks really needs to win a team fight to guarantee that their opponents will not get Cloud Soul, and likely a game-deciding factor. We'll see what happens. Black Salt is going to get pulled in. He does get the hit onto Renji. Cardinals gets the knockup. Renji has to jump out of the fight. Hastega takes so much damage, he's going to ult back into the middle of the team, but that is his ultimate down. The Guardian Angel here. Black Salt with a beautiful root. They're gonna find the jungler. Suki can't do enough. He's just too big. He's just too slow. And no members of Return of the Middle Sticks have died. They need to take this dragon so that they can get back and defend their Nexus towers. X-Craze, he's going for the assassinate onto Leroy. He gets it! He doesn't die for this one, and the soul gonna go to Return of the Middle Sticks.
Yeah, Lamppost's late game team fight positioning is really killing them this game. Renji gets caught there at the outset of that fight. Another good binding lands onto Hastega. Copy pastas be damned.
Yeah, this is a big, like, at first I thought that this was going to be decided through, like, team play, you know, flanking and whatnot. Really, that was just Renji and Hastega individually making misplays, not being able to dodge Black Salt bindings, that decided that team fight entirely. Not having your carries. Just, that's it. It's GG.
Yeah, there wasn't even really any contest after that point. As we mentioned earlier, Leroy, full utility, has 3.5 items, does a considerable amount of damage, but it's not, I have Death Cap and Void Staff kind of damage. It's not going to carry a team fight from that position. Same for Suki, has almost full build, but everything is an activatable item.
Yeah, like he's got a bunch of tank stats and 2 supportive AP items, which, you know, doesn't really do that much for you in a late game team fight against a late game Kate.
And that's the other thing is Suki, you know, massive health bar, ridiculous, disgusting, only Cho'Gath things health bar, but no real tank stats outside of straight up Gargoyle Stoneplate. Everything else is a utility item meant to either slow down or catch up to opponents that you're chasing down.
Yeah, really at the end of the day, he's basically, in terms of effective stats, he's got like a Gargoyle Stoneplate and
health.
Yeah, a Gargoyle Stoneplate and health, and maybe with all of the rest of those items combined, including that Warden's Mail, he might have like a oh, wait, now there's a team fight, and Black Salt, he just flashes right in. He's got the Zanya's Hourglass. He will use it now, and now Renji is in trouble. X-Craze jumps into the back of the team fight. He will be able to get away. Suki gets shredded here by Wing Nation, who hasn't been touched at all. Dogmar moving forward. He will find X-Craze. That is the shutdown here on Hastega. Renji now in trouble. One more auto attack should do it. Cardinals gets flashed on. The double kill, though, as Hastega's in the back of the team fight. He's going to find Black Salt as well. Uses the parallel convergence, but meanwhile, Cardinals is running Rickshaw through the back of Lamppost. Hastega, can he get away? No, he cannot. A triple kill here for the Wukong. And Cardinals is hard carrying this team fight, but Suki, he's a big boy. He's coming. He's angry, and he has his chomp available. Liposuction Lane may be in trouble. Cardinals, I don't think he wants to get back into this. Liposuction Lane may be able to get away. Suki has used all of his active items, and now he's just a big ball of health.
This is Cardinals diving backline versus Hastega diving backline. Who kills people faster? Electric Boogaloo. That's been the last 2 team fights, pretty much. Though I don't count the one at Dragon. That wasn't a team fight. That was a massacre. And yeah, despite having Cloud Soul on your opponents, I don't think Lamppost are necessarily out of this game at all. You've got a 16-9 Echo who can kill basically anybody on the enemy team that you want. We've talked about Suki not really being a frontline, at least an effective frontline. The flash forward from Black Salt to start that team fight looked really good initially for Rodham, and then Hastega hit the backline and Wing Nation dropped like a sack of wet sand.
Yeah, Wing Nation was completely untouched until Hastega decided to dive the backline, and I was thinking, like, you know, we were talking about how Suki isn't like a really good frontliner because of this whole Wing Nation damage, and he really wasn't, because they weren't fighting front to back, they were just kind of positioning front to back, and Wing Nation got so much free damage off, and Hastega, that's half his health.
Yeah, that's the late game LeBlanc experience. I remember watching a Jensen game on LeBlanc where he would just sit in the vision-controlled topside jungle of red side and half health everyone walking around.
Yeah, so...
Or if not, kill them.
Lane, no!
The flash away will get him out, but that's half of his health bar as well. Both junglers... Hastega has already reset. Black Salt, what was that shield?
Yeah, he
Black
was getting
Salt, what was that shield?
He was getting Athene's healing.
Okay.
It's like, it's like 300 health, so...
okay,
yeah.
That's...
And between that and Lane getting his, getting that honey fruit in the river, he's almost back up to full, so...
Almost, yeah, almost. That, I was gonna say, if the Athens wasn't there, that's almost enough if there was actually gonna be a fight around...
For Lamppost to take that
Baron.
and engage.
Almost enough for the engage, for sure.
Black Salt does get charmed, but it won't be enough. The redemption has now been used, so that'll be down for another 60 seconds or so. And it looks like there's just a lot of positioning around this Baron. 17,000 health, so you basically need to win a team fight before you take it. We're at 46 minutes into the game, and Baron is no slouch anymore.
Yeah, and there is, oddly enough, despite the fact that Wing Nation does a ridiculous amount of damage to Suki VG naturally, there's no actual tank shred stats on that Caitlyn. You don't do max health damage in any form.
Oh, there we go. X-Craze burns Hastega's ult, but he might get picked for it. Does he have the jump away? He will dodge that Rupture, and now Liposuction Lane is tanking the front line. Dogmar is in the middle as well. That's a lot of health on two big boys. Wing Nation will find one of them, and now Cardinals, he is going to resurrect thanks to that Guardian Angel. Renji is trying to hit pot shots where he can, but now X-Craze is trying to chase down the Leroy. He will not be able to find him, but that's enough. You've lost both of your tanks, your entire front line, and Elder is on the map with Liposuction Lane Smite ready.
I finally remember the thing from the top lane team fight that I wanted to talk about because it happened again in this one. That is the second time Leroy has mistimed Charm on X-Craze's Zonya's Hourglass.
And
that is enough, I think, because once you're that deep as LeBlanc, if you get hit by the Charm, surrounded by people like Renji and Hastega, you're dead, 100%. And
yeah.
I don't know, I mean, X-Cray's getting all of his damage off before dying probably is all he really needs to do, but that is a member that you're taking out of the team fight.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't help when you let the LeBlanc live and get her second rotation of spells. And there we go, that will be Baron here for Return of the Middle Sticks. They're actually in the lead solidly. I say 6k at 48 minutes, that's really not a solid lead, because everyone's almost full build, except for X-Craze, who has a full item to go, and Leroy. Wow, the mid laners have been slacking this game.
Yeah, little bit of slacking, but now with Baron buff and Elder up, it is all but inevitable that Rodham wins this game. They haven't broken open the base yet, but there's no way that they get team fought here and lose. The only way that they can lose from this position is if they wildly misposition and give away at least one, maybe two important picks.
Yeah, they do need to group up, however, because taking a team fight with a man disadvantage and no teleport, they want to it looks like they want to just walk it in slowly, but there is a lot of wave clear on the side of Lamppost. Unlike the wave clear, that we were seeing Return of the Middle Stick struggle with during that second Baron.
Yeah, interestingly enough, X-Craze takes a venture up to the top lane before they finally decide he doesn't need to usher in that wave, which would have taken forever because that wave has pushed so far up the lane already. They finally bring him in, they knock down the mid lane inhib tower, the bot lane inhib tower is already down, Cardinals taking care of that earlier.
And this is a good 4-1 split push. Wing Nation going to use the ultimate onto Renji, but that is, 180 health, 180 armor Renji. So now it may be the time for the final team fight as X-Craze gets one pot shot off, gets some damage off onto Dogmar. The first Nexus turret will fall. Looks like Return of the Middle Sticks is content to let this push slowly. The Rupture going to find 2, but nothing else. X-Craze jumps in, gets the Leroy low. It will not be enough to execute, but it looks like Dogmar might get executed here. Lipo going to disable that turret that already falls. Dogmar falls. Hastega on the backline, but it doesn't matter because Return of the Middle Sticks have won it in 50 minutes.
Yeah, that definitely was a banger of the game. We got what we were promised, but I felt like near the end of that, the last 15 minutes, at 35, three Drakes to 2 Drakes at 30, 3 Drakes to 2 Drakes for Lamppost, I would have said it was their game to lose, and they did.
And they kind of did, yeah. That team fight around the 6th Drake there kind of decided the rest of the game because you let Return of the Middle Sticks come back.
And Return of the Middle Sticks did, just to their credit, exactly what Return of the Middle Sticks does late game, which is play better team fights around objectives than their opponents do, and then get those objectives. So props to them, really good late game positioning. Props to Black Salt for not really caring about his score line and just flashing in raw in all of those team fights to get the ult down, what late game Morgana does. Nice win from them.
Yeah, both teams did look really good. They just made little mistakes, but they still kept it up. They didn't roll over. They didn't, int things away very much, especially for a game as long as this one at the end of a 3-game series where everyone's mental. Well, except for X-Craze, but he's special.
Yep. Well, he gets a pass because he's X-Rays, so.
Yeah. So are gift subs discounted too? They are. Gifting subs is also discounted for September. Thank you, Psycho, for gifting a tier 1 sub to Handsome Hastego and X-Craze earlier, as well as Kelbright for subscribing with Twitch Prime. For now, this was only the 2nd game, by the way, of the day. We've got 2 more for you, so don't go anywhere because we are coming back with Sensei Squad versus Phil Gang. Don't go nowhere.